I'd like to talk about what we have done for ILIAS 11. I want to provide a quick update on the big project search review. We have a tradition of handing in big projects in November in a dedicated geofix and allow everybody to understand how we want to progress with some bigger topics. And the search review project has been in that pipeline since ILIAS 9. I specifically would like to get some feedback about user search and want to inform about envisaged changes in the direct search. Okay, this is the result presentation in ILIAS 9. So I have carried out a search. I am presented with a search tab. I have an input field and a button underneath, some very specific filter options. I'm presented with search results in a table, and the table comprises nested result links. So I found in this specific learning module some pages, and I'm linked to the pages, and I could go on, and I have a path. I have a creation date, a relevance bar, actions. So this is how the search looks in ILIAS 9. And for ILIAS 10, we have moved those very specific and individual filters to the UI component filters. So this is how it looks now. This looks so simple, but maybe Matthias remembered we had serious issues how to deal with the scope. There was this little thingy in which you could select the place to which you want to limit the search to. And so this has been some lengthy discussion, but that was the first move. And then we wanted to work from top to bottom, so this was the next target, and we had a discussion about how to present this in kitchen sink elements, and especially to keep this option to allow for sub-items like pages of a learning module still to be found and presented in this without preparing a new kitchen sink element. And so this is how it looks for ILIAS 11. I get presented my learning module. I still have my path. I have the copyright. Like Leon has just prepared, I have the created on date. And I have for all those items which have hits in themselves, sub-items are found, I have a button, see detailed results. And this will open a modal, and then in the modal all the sub-items that were found are listed. This is eaten by the beamer, but I have the highlighting of the place in which the keyword was found, and I have a text snippet. I get the type. Again, I get the copyrights if applicable. And so this is moved now to kitchen sink. The only item that has not been is the search input field. But other than that, we have moved these things. So the metabar slate up here is not moved, but this is how this looks now. And I can find my results, and this is now I don't have the syntax highlighting. This is just the Edge platform to test, but this is something we've moved, and thanks to Tim, he has been thinking a lot how we can present this nested hits within an object to a user without having to start a kitchen sink project. So this is something we are looking forward to in ILIAS 11 to present a cleaner user interface to get rid of this table, because the table also always comes up in accessibility tests. It is not responsive, and so this will always provide us with a fail, and the search will always be tested in a BTV test. So this is one of the things that will be looked at, and so we have finally made a move there. And there's no longer the need to switch it off in an accessibility test, because this is what we've always done so far. Yeah, something has to give. The search review project is covering the entirety of... Oh, I'm so sorry. The search review project covers the entirety of search options. So we have a direct search and a Lucene search for content, and they are two different implementations. So the direct search, as we speak, checks for the title, the description, LOM keywords, and creator, but does not, for example, search within the content of a file. The Lucene search covers basically everything, plus the content of a file. Indexing is running in the background. It has a cron job, and this cron job ran in the ground every time it found an object type that was not prepared for. And this was changed with using Tika. In ILIAS 9, there should have been some great improvements with Lucene indexes no longer stopping in the middle of themselves running, because they found something they were not prepared for. So this was, I hope, a great improvement for stability. Another aspect of the search, which can be switched on and off independently, is the user search to find people, and the advanced search, which searches for specific custom or LOM metadata in your installation. And the search review project aims to make the search more stable and maintainable, because this is a lot of things, and some code was duplicated in other places to offer similar features in different parts of the search, and this should be combed out and be made more maintainable. It should scale better, even on huge installations, and to get a more simple and attractive UI. We have prepared a page. Search revision, I added the link, so here you can have a look at it, but to avoid switching back and forth, I made some screenshots in my presentation. So for 9 and 10, we moved to Maven to better manage the dependencies. That was something that was difficult and at least 10 years overdue. Thanks to HS Bremen, we were able to do that, and also to improve the robustness of the index by switching technologies to Tika. That was a great step forward. And we started thinking about incremental indexing. At the moment, this index will run through everything every time you start it. And we can prepare objects to announce themselves to the index and say, something has changed in me, please index me again. And if the object type does not announce that it has some changes, the index does not have to run through it. We have to prepare the different object types for this, but we developed a concept, and so we started doing this for exercises in wikis, and should now, piece by piece, start to get this capability in different or typically huge object types. The other bit was moving the search header to kitchen sink filters. We've just seen that. And for ILIAS 11, the University of Defense Forces in Hamburg has provided funding for moving the result presentation table, and we have abandoned the advanced search. So we got rid of some of this layered code because we just cut off the advanced search. We would have to move it to the kitchen sink, and we have tried to find out if somebody is particularly dependent on this kind of search, and we figured out this was just not used very much and could have we removed it from the code. There's still way to go for all the objectives I've presented to you. So we still want to move the search slate in the meta bar to the kitchen sink. We want to improve the indexability of object types, specifically learning modules and containers. We want to replace the current search with, at some point, generic PHP filters. And so there's some backlog we can work on. But today, I specifically wanted to talk about the user search question. The user search is either has to be abandoned. Let's take a look at the user search. Okay, we find a user. This is the presentation. Again, we have the issue with a not responsive legacy table, which will always get a fail in an accessibility test. We have less than perfect presentation, and this needs to either move forward and get into the kitchen sink, or it needs to be removed from the code. And so these are the two options, and we've prepared both of them. The user search option to move everything to the kitchen sink would look somehow like this. The advanced search is still in the mockup, but by now this has been moved here. But generally, you get the idea. You have a name. You get the specifics here. If the person has checked that their profile is visible, they will show up in the user search results. If they have not checked it, then it won't show up here. So, but this is the what went through the jour fix and is scheduled for 11. But we are still pondering how we would like to proceed, and I'm not sure how many of you have the user search switched off in their installations. Maybe we can have a quick show of hands. Yeah, okay. And the rest of you use the user search.
Oh, switched off, sorry.
Switched off, yeah? Do you use it? Okay. So we have some use for this, because this is something it's difficult to understand how popular is this feature, and for the advanced search we came to the conclusion this is like really from a different time and does not have to be provided, does not add a lot of value, and so we're wondering what is the actual use for you as administrators and e-learning providers in your installation. So we would like to move forward with this. If we can, we currently don't have funding for this, and but it has to go somewhere. So this is one of the issues we are facing, and if we cannot secure some funding, we will move forward with abandoning it. Another thing that is making difficult for us is the duplication of specific leucine features in the direct search. That is a bit convoluted code, it's difficult to test, it's difficult to understand, and we would like to pare back these features to have only essential features in the direct search, and admins who want more than this very specific targeted results, they should consider using leucine or live with the linear results of the direct search. So the direct search is about to be stripped back and will only find repository objects, proper objects, not sub-items like pages in a learning module, for example. And it will only search title and description and no longer search for LOM keywords or contributors. So this is something we would like to do to get the direct search afloat again and make this more maintainable and testable. This is, I'm not sure if how many people use the direct search. Direct search is typically used when you just set up a quick installation and just want to do some testing. But I think some huge installation are using the direct search because they were so frustrated with the leucine index running into the ground. So I'm not sure. Maybe Bern, I don't know, Hans-Jörg? You're using direct search? Okay. So this is important to understand that this will be a behavior change for you. I don't know anybody else using just direct search. Gießen. Maybe you can take this down, ILIAS, for me. Gießen, Dortmund, and Bern. But this is important to understand that you have different results, but this will help greatly with the maintainability of the code. And so the search is a huge ship, and we try to figure out ways to make the way to a more stable, more attractive, and more scalable search incrementally possible. So we don't have this huge project that, if it fails, puts everybody into trouble, but to make small and incremental steps to make it work and get a path into the future for this component. The search did not get any funding for over 15 years. So this is why it was so run down. And with ILIAS 9, we started thinking about moving forward into the future, and I guess we made some serious progress. There is still a lot to do, so I figure that this will take another release at least, maybe even 2. And we are kind of halfway through our work plan concerning the search, but I think this is, I don't know how to say it in English, Bergfest now. And this is why I wanted to provide an update about the status of the big project search revision. Does anybody have questions? Please.
It appeared that in the new implementation in 11, there's no more actions to the search result.
Yeah. Yeah, that died. And we had a fight about it. Because, pardon? I said the actions have to go, and Stefan Meyer said, no, it's so practical, it's so super, I can delete stuff from the search, I can whatnot. And I understand that, I rarely do so. I don't know, do you delete objects from the search or change settings from the search? I never do. And so we decided that we can use the path or the link to the object to go there and then do whatever you're up to, but you can no longer have, especially doing admin work on the object in the search. But that was one of the huge discussions we had.
Can you just give an estimation, not really a clear number, but what will be the price to keep the user server and to move it to kitchen sink? How much effort it would be?
A few days of implementation.
A few days.
Yeah, it's
So
not a huge
3,
thing.
4 days.
Maybe 5, maybe 7. We want to restructure data also, but it's not a huge project. But this is also, we have some data restructuring project in the pipeline, and so we try to do some of it with every feature that is very easy to understand. Like, it's very difficult for people to, if we say, we move the indexing to Tika, you will not see anything on the surface, but this is a huge project. And it's difficult to test for improved stability. So we always try to do some of the data restructuring and cleaning up with everything that we have something that is visible and tangible. Yeah.
When I do compare the two versions, I see in ILIAS 11 that there is no longer the sortation possibility by relevance or alphabetically or latest, oldest. Did you remove this button?
Yeah.
You just removed it.
The relevance progress bar or display that we had we had this discussion with Yvonne about the interface, and we moved the relevance to a number, so this will show up in the let me quickly go there. I've switched it off here. It will show up in the metadata here, so if the relevance is switched on, you will have an indicator relevance and a percentage given here, so that you can still, I think, switch on this. But I'm also not sure. This was another huge fight, because the relevance is something that people didn't understand and didn't expect to work how it worked, and was bewildering. And you can have this sortation by relevance still, so you can sort. Even if you have not switched on the display, you can still sort by it, but I'm not sure if this was what.
I see you have there the button on the right side. Can you click on it?
It's just one.
Just one button.
No, it's just one item. I can sort it back and forth. You will see no effect.
Okay. Thanks.
There was one other thing you mentioned.
No, it was just a question, because I think it's really important to have these possibilities to change about sortation by date or sortation by what was the other thing, by relevance, and we have to know what is the type of relevance, but maybe the user don't know what is the relevance, but it's still necessary to have this button, I think.
Yeah. You can sort by relevance, and the creation date is placed here, and you can filter by creation date. So this is not removed. You have the filters, but I can now say I'm pretty sure it happened between December 23 and March 24 or something, but it's always difficult, because we have the created on date and not the last edited date, because this is so difficult to determine, and so this is still available.
Yeah, but if I'd like to have the latest results of, I type it in ILIAS and I wanted to have the latest results, how does it works?
What is the latest result?
Yesterday I had a file. I uploaded the file, ILIAS, PDF, and now I want to see this in the search results. So I do see this is the latest result.
No, you can't. You have to say, you have to provide the dates.
So this is a little bit complicated, more complicated as it was. Yeah.
Yes, but we had to decide whether or not to present this as a table, which does not allow for the nesting, or to go with a panel, which then does not allow for this kind of sortation very easily. And so we decided, because the data table does not allow for the nesting of the results, we went with this. Maybe if this created on date to sort by is super important to you, this could be amended to also sort for creation date. I'm not sure. It's always a bit of a personal way I figured out, because when we talked about the search, we really uncovered that everybody's using the search very differently. There's no way of using a search. And so this is, for me, this creation date, for example, is, I've never in my life looked for one. But I have met people who say, this is important for me, this is something I need. So maybe this is then a suggestion. Anything else? Do I still have time? Yeah. Okay. Then again, Klaus or Maya, maybe you can move to either communicate inside your organization that the search will change, or you move to Lucene when you install ILIAS 11, sorry. So this, okay. No, but this is something that will impact the results, and you would just need to prepare yourself for this change, either by telling them about it or moving to Lucene. And
we just switched from Lucene to direct search because it didn't work.
Okay.
So, but that was in ILIAS 7.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.